operates on something called millimeter waves. It's an area of the spectrum that has not been used for these purposes before, and therefore the impact on people in terms of health and in terms of psychology, and that's very, very relevant, is simply not known. And it's not known in the mainstream arena, and it's not known by the artisans of the telecommunications industry. It's absolutely known by those in the shadows. And I think it was summed up, the whole thing was summed up by, I think it was a Senate hearing I saw the other day, where a Senator Blumenthal, I think, was questioning representatives of the telecommunications industry about 5G. And he asked them how much money the industry had spent on independent research into the effects of 5G on people. And that was it. Nil. Nothing. Not a cent. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason why, if you go on the internet and you put in 5G and the name Wheeler, you will see a former head of the Federal Communications Commission making a presentation about 5G and actually boasting that they're not going to go down the road of regulation because it will take too long. And of course, Wheeler was a major lobbyist for the telecommunications industry before Obama appointed him to be the watchdog of the industry. And you can shut down debate by hurling abuse at people, calling them Nazis and bigots, so there is no debate. Or you can simply not investigate information and consequences of things like 5G. You simply don't do the research, thus you don't come up with the information that would destroy your plan. And this 5G is so important to this control system, this technological control system that's being built all around us, because they need that level of power and that level of frequency, if you like, to be the communication system of the smart grid world. Step by step, day by day, this technological prison is being constructed. And the idea in the end, and some of them, like Ray Kurzweil at Google, are quite open about it. They want to use this 5G technological grid to attach artificial intelligence to the human brain, to the human mind. And so artificial intelligence would then become the human mind, and the human mind as we know it would actually be no more. This is what we're looking in the face of now. And 5G is crucial because they can't really create this grid without rolling that out. I've been talking for a long time now, before any of this started, about what I used to call then those days the technological sub-reality. We interact with energetic fields. We live in a sea of energy, and that energy is information. If you can hijack or hack into that energetic field through technological information, which you're broadcasting through this grid, then if it's in the frequency band through which and within which the human brain processes information, then you can put perceptions, thoughts, and such like, emotional states, into the feelings, into the minds of people. And this is the idea. The brain is just a processor of information. And if you look at it, every time you think, there is an electrical process that processes that thought through the brain. Well, if you know what the different emotional and mental states are in terms of frequency, then if you broadcast those frequencies, the brain is going to pick them up and it's going to process them, and you're going to think it's coming from you. Why am I feeling like this? Why am I thinking this? I've got a number of people have said to me recently, very randomly, you know, I keep hearing voices in my head, you know. That's the potential, even without the connection through chipping, etc., and nano microchipping to artificial intelligence. But when you get to that level, then it's not a matter anymore of manipulating human perception. Artificial intelligence becomes human perception. Instead of having to control information to mold people's perceptions of reality, those perceptions are coming direct through artificial intelligence. There's no human mind involved anymore. And if anyone's going, well, that's kind of crazy and that's ridiculous and that would never happen, well, just go and have a look at the statements of Ray Kurzweil at Google, this so-called futurist. He's talking about by 2030, this process of connecting artificial intelligence to the human brain will be underway. And he's very open about it for reasons I'll come to. He's saying that as the artificial intelligence becomes greater and greater and more intelligent than we are, then less and less of the human mind will be involved until what we call the human mind today is basically negligible. It will all be AI. Our state of mind, our state of consciousness, our state of perception dictates everything. In the same way that you can take a placebo pill, believing it's a real pill and believing that it's going to have a certain effect, and it has an effect even though it's just a sugar pill or something. That's the power of the mind to impact upon the body. I mean, I've seen studies where people have taken psychoactive, gone to psychoactive drug trials, and they've been given the sugar pill or the placebo, and they've gone out on a trip. I mean, you know, the power of the mind. And what this system wants us to do is believe that we are powerless, random individuals, and the labels are who we are. The world is a projection of human perception, and it impacts upon the world in terms of frequency and the way we interact with it. It impacts upon the experiences that we manifest or don't manifest. Little me perception is going to give you a little me life. Infinite me perception is going to give you a very different and more expansive life. They don't want us to know this cause and effect between perception and experience, between perception and what affects us and what doesn't affect us. In the same way, if you look at virtual reality games where they put the gloves on and the headset on and the audio on, what's happening is the computer game is feeding information to the senses and hacking into our decoding process, our information processing system. And so suddenly this world disappears and another one appears called the computer game. And you watch people when they're playing these computer games, you know, with a headset on and stuff, and they're all reacting as if the whole thing's bloody real. Because to them it is, because the brain doesn't know if it's real or not, in the sense that it's just processing information. You know, this is really, really important, that people realize the scale of what we're about to go into and kick up one hell of a fuss and make people aware that this is what is happening, because there are going to be a lot of people take a lot of consequences from this stuff if we allow it to be rolled out.